Hey, thanks for taking the time out to watch this most amazing top 10 video. My name's Danny Burke, and this is the channel where we take all kinds of weird and wonderful things from all over the world and we turn them into a nice little top 10 list so you guys don't have to. And today there's a rumour going around that this video is about the top 10 wonders of the world. I can confirm now, it's true. We're going to be talking about natural wonders that have existed without human intervention, and we're going to be talking about things that humans have created themselves, because not everything we make is bad. Not everything is as bad as fish flip-flops. I mean, they're terrible. We can do better than that. So let's jump into this, guys, with our number 10, and we're going to be talking about probably the most famous canyon of all, although there aren't many canyons that I know about other than this one. It's the Grand Canyon. Located in Arizona, USA, the Grand Canyon is a natural gorge that runs for 277 miles and is about 6,000 feet deep and 10 miles across on average. The canyon itself is thought to have existed for 70 million years, but the Colorado River that's been carving into the bedrock there has only been doing so for about 6 million years. The amazing layers of rock that can be seen are a truly breathtaking sight to see and draw around 5 million tourists a year. But geologists love it even more, as each layer there is a different chapter for them in the Earth's history. The rock at the bottom is around 2 billion years old, and the rock at the top is 230 million years old. In English, it's obviously called the Grand Canyon, which you can see why. It's a pretty grand spectacle to see. But in the Native American language there, it's called Kaibab, which quite literally means mountain turned upside down, which I think is just awesome. On to number 9, and we've got the Taj Mahal in India. There's no doubt about it that this is one of the most exquisite buildings ever made. A lot of people recognize this totally symmetrical building, but some people aren't aware of its purpose and origins. Standing at 561 feet and made of white marble, the Taj Mahal is a mausoleum that was commissioned by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan to be the final resting place for his third wife, Mumtaz Mahal, after her death. Construction started in 1632 and was completed around 1653 after roughly 20 years of work. It took more than 20,000 skilled workers and architects to design and construct the entire complex, which includes a large garden, a reflecting pool, a mosque, and other mausoleums. I've always wanted to go to India and visit the Taj Mahal myself. Have any of you guys watching this already been? Do any of you guys want to go in the future? Do you want to go with me? Probably not. Alright, let's just move on to our number 8, and we've got the Northern Lights and the Southern Lights, also known as the Aurora Borealis. It's quite simply the most incredible natural light display in the world. The science behind it is that when solar winds from the sun react with the Earth's magnetosphere, particles are thrust into the upper atmosphere and emit light as they lose their energy. The results of this are spectacular, but can only be seen near the Earth's magnetic poles. Places like Norway and the north of Canada are known for being the safest bet if you want to check out these northern lights. Although there are other good places like Iceland. Landon actually recently went there and saw the northern lights himself, although he said he had to wait out in the cold for hours and hours, but when he finally did, it was all worth it. Alright folks, for our number 7 now, we're going over to South America to talk about Machu Picchu. Hidden in the rocky Andes Mountains in Peru lies Machu Picchu, an abandoned Inca settlement that remained a secret to all but a few people until it was rediscovered in 1911 by American archaeologist Hiram Bingham. It sits about 18,000 feet above sea level and was thought to be a religious site constructed by the Inca Empire sometime in the 15th century. It was abandoned in the 16th century after the Spanish conquest of the Incas and left in ruin to be reclaimed by the surrounding jungle. At its peak though, Machu Picchu would have been one of the most incredible sites in the world, consisting of 200 different Inca buildings split into farming, housing, and religious areas. I know quite a few people who have actually visited this site themselves, and I have to say I'm extremely jealous. I tend to love anything that's about history or mystery or beautiful landscapes, and if you want all three of those, you can't really beat Machu Picchu. Coming in at number 6, we've got Mount Everest, also known in Nepal and Tibet as Sagar Math or Chomolungma respectively. Mount Everest is Earth's highest mountain. It continues to captivate scientists and tourists all over the world, especially climbers, many of whom see climbing Everest as the literal pinnacle of their careers. Its peak is 29,029 feet above sea level, and it was formed about 16 million years ago when the Indian landmass collided with Asia. Although humans love Mount Everest, it doesn't seem to love humans. Temperatures there can reach as cold as -60 degrees with winds of of 200 miles an hour. It was reported in January 2016 that the total death toll for Everest climbers has reached 275 people. Sometimes, guys, the most beautiful things in the world can also be the most deadly. It's this strange attraction that humans have to the things that can hurt us the most. We're kind of weird. Also, before anyone says in the comments, I know that there are other mountains in the world that are taller from base to summit, but Mount Everest is still the highest point above sea level. Just want to clear that up. And now we're going to move on to our number 5, and we're going to go over to sunny Brazil and see Christ the Redeemer. This statue of Jesus Christ is arguably the most prominent landmark in the city of Rio de Janeiro. It was completed in 1931, stands at 98 feet tall, and is made of reinforced concrete that brings its total weight to about 635 tons. In 2007, it was voted into the new 7 Wonders of the World by members of the public around the world in a poll organised by the New 7 Wonders Foundation. Although the statue is visible from most parts of the city, 1.8 million visitors make the journey up to the peak on which it sits to be up close and personal with it. Since 2002, there have been escalators that will carry you up to the statue, but before that, you had to climb 220 steps to get to it. So now, guys, if you're ever in Rio de Janeiro and you're a lazy person, you've got no excuse not to go and see it. On to number 4, and we're taking a dive to see the Great Barrier Reef. It's the largest collection of coral reef in the world, an underwater ecosystem built by colonies of tiny marine animals. The Great Barrier Reef is the most spectacular example of this natural phenomenon in the world. It's made up of 900 separate reefs and 900 islands that stretch for over 1,600 miles along the Australian coast, and the whole thing is quite literally alive. It's the world's largest structure of living entities, and it's so big that it can actually be seen from space. Although the reef itself is made up of billions of tiny coral polyps, it's home to an astounding amount of other species as well, including 1,500 species of fish, 134 species of sharks and rays, as well as 30 species of marine mammals, who all depend on its existence for their survival. Before I made this video for you guys, I found out that you can actually visit the Great Barrier Reef on Google Maps. I was just sitting there scrolling along, exploring the reef with all the fish. It's crazy because there's actually some roads near my home back in England that haven't been put on Google Maps yet. So what's that all about? Coming in at number 3 now, we've got the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, Turkey. The name means holy wisdom, and it's no surprise as this building has been revered as an important religious site for almost 1500 years. It first served as an Orthodox cathedral, and then was converted into a Catholic one, and then became an Islamic mosque for almost 500 years from 1453 to 1931. It's now a museum and still attracts over 3.5 million visitors every year, with people who just stand in awe of its majestic mosaic covered walls and dome, which rises over 180 feet off the ground, supported by immense arches that have somehow resisted the area's earthquakes for over 1,000 years. In previous years, it's always been left out of the top 7 wonders of the world, and it's often just called the 8th wonder of the world, but here at Most Amazing Top 10, we go all the way up to 10, so we're not going to leave it out. Come on in, Hagia Sophia, there's more than enough room for you. At number 2, we've got the Great Wall of China. The Great Wall is the longest wall on the planet and is the biggest piece of ancient architecture in existence. Its oldest parts are 2,300 years old, and its official length stands at an astounding 13,170.7 miles long. Its initial construction was ordered by Qin Shi Huangdi during the Qin dynasty, which connected and extended existing walls. Chinese armies were then stationed along the wall to protect against an invasion of the Huns. They even had a signal fire system like the one in Lord of the Rings to alert everyone on the wall if there was ever an attack. Since then, the wall was built upon and enhanced by many people over the centuries until 1644, when the Ming dynasty was overthrown. Today, the Great Wall attracts over 10 million visitors a year who walk along this piece of living history that had stood the test of time. And it's not visible from the moon, but it is visible from the Earth's orbit. Bonus fact. Well folks, we've almost reached the end of the video, and if you're still waiting for me to say Disney World, I'm afraid it just missed out, because our number 1 is the Great Pyramid. The largest of the Giza pyramids, the Great Pyramid has been a true wonder of the world for over 4,500 years since its creation. Its purpose is believed to be a tomb for the 4th dynasty Egyptian pharaoh Khufu. It took 20 years to make, and the numbers alone are simply staggering. Roughly 2.3 million stone blocks were used in its construction, each weighing between 2 to 30 tons. The precision involved in its design, construction and dimensions still baffle historians to this day. It was the tallest building in the world for 3,800 years, and the area it takes up is impressive too. You could fit 10 football fields inside of it. I was always taught growing up that it was created by slaves, but apparently recent evidence has shown that that isn't true, and that it was actually made by a skilled workforce which at its peak would have numbered 40,000 people all building that pyramid. Crazy. It probably involved a lot of back-breaking work, but if they could see the results today, I'm sure they'd be pretty proud of it, especially if they knew it made the #1 spot in our video. Just saying. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative in some small way, or at the very least wasted a few minutes, because that's always my aim, to just waste time for people. And you know what I'm going to say next? I'm going to say if you liked the video, then give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, then hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to keep watching more videos right now, there's 2 of them floating over there, to give them a click. In the meantime, have a most amazing day. My name's Danny Burke, and I'll see you guys soon.